They all went to CBC.
Thank you. Welcome to the September 22nd, 2025 Board of Aldermen meeting. I now call this meeting to order. I'm going to ask you to please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I will now ask Morgan to call roll for attendance.
Alderman Gerber.
Here.
Alderman Harder.
Here.
Alderman Hughes. Here. Alderman Kinsella.
Here.
Alderman Sawyer.
Here.
Alderman Schwer.
Present.
And Alderman Stein.
Here.
I have Alderman Murphy as absent. Mayor Reed is presiding, and we do have a quorum.
Thank you. Relative to the minutes from our last meeting, I seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or amendment on the minutes from that meeting? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Morgan, has anyone from the public asked to speak?
No, sir.
Thank you. There's no public hearings, no appointments, so now I will open this up to recognize the board's opportunity to provide reports. Alderman Harder.
Okay, for the PFE Commission, some items. Over the past weekend, several of the police and administrative staff worked their annual Special Olympics fundraiser at Schnucks, and they raised over $5,000.
Nice. Wow, congrats.
And now Guns and Hoses merchandise is available for purchase to support the Backstoppers. And if anybody's interested, just contact Laurie Hanke at 314-432-4696. The t-shirts are, I think they start at $21, which is pretty kind of nice. And if we sell 36 of them, we get Town and Country on the sleeve. So,
Are these long sleeve t-shirts?
yes, they are.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll be stopping by and buying mine tomorrow. Friday, September 26th, High Five Fridays begin at the schools. Wednesday, October 1st, also my birthday, there's Mason Point Coffee with the Cops starting at 8:30. That's the first, and there's another one on the horizon that is still being finalized in another location. Wednesday evenings, the Advanced Citizens Police Academy begins through, and it runs through October 8th. But you have to be in the basic before you can get to the advanced. The basic will start in the spring sometime, and it's on the website, but we'll be announcing that. And it is limited, so you have to register. There's only so many slots. October 4th, Saturday, Fire and Ice, the Fall Festival, naturally. The police will have their public relations booth. They're going to have face painting for the kids, as well as the net and the radar gun set up for finding future St. Louis Cardinal pitchers. October 7th, National Night Out. And this is fantastic news because last meeting we had 3.
Right.
This meeting we've got 10.
Nice.
So everybody did a great job talking it up. This is fantastic. So we're looking forward to a very full night there. Saturday, October 25th, Trunk or Treat. That's the first ever. That's here at the Municipal Center. The police is sponsoring that. And then eventually they're negotiating with Target for a coffee with a cop in the distant future. That's the end of my long list.
Well, that's all great. I would venture to say that if I tried that speed gun, it probably doesn't go that well.
It's for slow pitch softball.
Alderman Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor.
The next meeting of the Architecture Review Board is set for Monday, October 6th, 5:30 PM here at the Municipal Center in the Community Room. All are welcome. Thank you, Mayor.
Alderman Kinsella.
Thank you, Mayor. At the September 17th Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, the following agenda items were discussed and acted upon. There was a preliminary plat approved unanimously to split an 8.22 acre lot at 2100 Barrett Station Road into 2 lots. The next step of the review will be a record plat, which will also be considered by Planning and Zoning. There were also amendments made to the regulation of single-family accessory structures, also approved unanimously. These amendments, as well as the amendments to the regulation of residential rooftop solar arrays, will have a public hearing and first reading at our October 13th Board of Aldermen meeting. The next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting will be on October 15th at 7 p.m. here at the Municipal Center if you would like to attend.
Thank you. Alderman Sawyer.
Thank you, Mayor. The Ways and Means Commission met on September 10th and considered the tax bill that we will see this evening and unanimously voted to approve it based upon the adjustments from the board. And next meeting will be in October. Thank you.
That was a great meeting, frankly.
It was a good meeting.
discussion. So that was great. Mr. Shelton, do you have a report?
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. As Alderman Harder stated, the Fall Fire and Ice, big event, 1 week from Saturday. Alderman Murphy asked that I report to you all and remind you. So obviously, as you probably know, lots of good information on the website about that event. It's from 5 to 8. The Charles Glenn Band will close the evening, as well as our first ever drone show. Instead of the fireworks, we're going to have a drone show fully sponsored by Marie DeVille and People's National Bank, shuttle service, and fun time. So again, check the website. And then only a couple of days before the close of nominations for the Good Neighbor. So those are due by Thursday. That's all I have.
How are we doing on nominees?
We have several.
Great.
Yes,
Great.
several good ones.
There's a lot of people who do a lot of great stuff
Yep.
under the radar, and I'm glad we can be able to chance to recognize them.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. All right, moving on to just one item under unfinished business. Bill number 25-41, sponsored by the board as a whole without objection. Would Morgan read the bill for the second time?
Bill number 2541 is an ordinance establishing the annual rate of tax levy for the year 2025 on property located within the boundaries of the city of Town and Country, St. Louis County, Missouri, providing for the extension of said taxes on the books of the county collector by the county clerk, and providing for the collection as provided by law.
Thank you. I seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Thank you. Second, thank you. Any discussion? Alderman Sawyer.
Mr. Mayor, I move to accept substitute bill 25-41 for consideration.
And please state your substitute.
The substitute reflects changes due to receipt of post-Board of Equalization values received from St. Louis County, which were anticipated at our prior meeting. So those updates keep us in line with the tax levels that we were before, but simply adjust some minor numbers.
Is there a second to accept a substitute?
Second.
Thank you. I'm not sure if the proper protocol would be to have a voice vote on the substitute and how we're listening to Alderman Gregory first.
I'd like to speak on the substitute.
Go right ahead.
I was glad to see that the amount has been made more exact. Instead of 21 cents, it was made to 21.1 cents per hundred, but it gives me more faith in the research behind it. They've made it more exact at the state level. However, we were ready a couple of weeks ago to pass it at 21 cents. And I personally would think that for a couple of reasons, we should consider just not changing that up to 21.1, but leaving it 21. And a couple of reasons are, it was lowered because the Hancock Amendment forced us to lower it. Let's just put it back at 21 cents, so we've at least done some of the lowering ourselves. And also, if we're going to telling our constituents and everything, I think it would just be a lot easier to tell them it was 21 cents. Not that big a difference, but I think it will, for a couple of reasons, be good for us to leave it 21 cents. Anyway, so I'd like to make a motion to amend that we put just the residential one, put it back down to 21 cents, which we were prepared to do last time.
Before I ask for someone to second that, I would like to ask our CFO if you could just, and from your standpoint, discuss that proposal.
So, I don't really do this. So, what we would do, or what I did, is based on the Board of Equalization, those final numbers, that's how we came to the numbers that are before you and the substitute bill. You can reduce it all the way to zero, all of those if you wish to. That's a choice. But I think that our goal was to keep the highest value as possible, to be as close to the 23 cents that was levied last year, so that we can earn about the same amount of money that we did last year. I don't really know, though, what that 0.1 cent would be.
I do have, Mayor, if I could, maybe have a question for our city attorney, that I believe if you decide to roll that back, next year you would be left with that lower value. Or you won't, next year you can go back up.
Right, but you have to document the reasons for doing that in a non-assessment year.
Okay.
I would add that there's one other factor, and I don't want to tread on your territory, but no one has any prediction based in fact on what the consequences of the senior citizen tax cap is going to be, or how much revenue loss there will be to property taxes in this jurisdiction or in other jurisdictions through the county by reason of the freeze on senior citizen property taxes. But that there will be an effect, and that you will have less revenue than projected is a fact. How much, there's no way to tell. So I would just, in terms of the policy choice, whether to roll back further than the law requires, I would indicate that you cannot assume the revenue projections will bear out this time around.
I just comment on, was at a meeting with the superintendent of Parkway, I think Valley Park School District and Special School District. And basically, their approach is, we'll see where we are in basically 2 years of this rollback. And if we are in a position where we feel we're being financially pinched, we are going to pursue our legal options to overturn that tax freeze for seniors.
I don't think everyone's going to wait 2 years.
Okay.
Because there are serious constitutional problems with this process. And they are going to be hit a lot more, and fire districts, which are purely property tax dependent, are going to be hit a lot worse. But you all will suffer a reduced rate of revenue from your tax.
I mean, when you look at your bill,
Funny,
when you look at your bill, an awful lot of it goes to the school district.
you're probably 10% of your taxpayers' bill as a municipal property tax. And generally, the municipal tax is somewhere around 10% of the total. But it's a significant percent of your revenue, the city's revenue.
Right, right.
And it will not match projections.
Alderman, sorry.
I'd just like to point out, when we initially had this bill presented at our last meeting, it was made clear that there would be an adjustment to it because we did not have the final numbers in yet. And when we reviewed this in Ways and Means Commission on the 10th of September, that was discussed as well. And the Ways and Means Commission, I think, thoroughly understood that there would be an adjustment, and voted unanimously to recommend approval based upon what that adjustment is.
Thank you.
If I may add one other thing, as Joanne pointed out, the rate proposed in the substitute bill is a rollback consistent with the Hancock. But the fact is that the value of property has changed, so the rate can be adjusted.
Thank you. Alderman Gerber, what I would like for you to do, just for there's clarity for the board, is restate what you wish the substitute to be, and then I'll ask to see if there's something else to say.
Second.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the the real estate property tax, to stay at 21 cents per hundred.
Is there a second for that? Okay, thank you.
So then just for clarification, that motion dies for lack of a second.
Right. With the substitute bill that was proposed by Alderman Sawyer, is there any other amendments or discussion? And I would ask for a roll call vote.
Alderman Sawyer,
Aye.
Alderman Steinhubel.
Aye.
Alderman Harder,
Aye.
Alderman Kinsella,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
Alderman Gerber,
Aye.
and Alderman Schwer.
Aye.
Carries unanimously.
Thank you. Good discussion. Good discussion. New business.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor. We have to vote on, that was just to accept the substitute, so now we
Okay.
have to vote on the bill as substituted.
Fire away.
Ready for roll call?
Yes, I think we have.
So for the record, this is to approve bill number 2541 as substituted. Alderman Sawyer,
Aye.
Alderman Harder,
Aye.
Alderman Steinhubel,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
Alderman Gerber,
Aye.
Alderman Schwer.
Aye.
And Alderman Kinsella.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously as substituted and becomes ordinance number 4712.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Now on to new business, approval of staff travel in the amount of $1,705 for Corporal Dustin York to go to the FBI Law Enforcement Executive Development Association. I seek a motion and second to approve.
Second.
And Chief, if I'm not mistaken, we've sent officers in the past to this, and I think we've considered it a good value.
In years past, there's the FBI National Academy, which is completely different.
Okay.
Law Executive Development Association.
Okay.
This is a week-long
Okay.
class that's offered usually once a year, and there's different elements to that. But this is a basic leadership course, and at the level of supervision he's at, this is very beneficial for any of our junior supervisors.
Thank you. Any discussion or questions for the chief? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, carried unanimously, thank you. Next is bill number 25-42. Without objection, sponsored by Aldermen Murphy and Sawyer, perhaps Stein, you also. Without objection, would Morgan read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2542 is an ordinance authorizing a professional services agreement with Trek Design Group for conceptual design plans related to the South Woods Mill Sidewalk Project.
Thank you. And that's the first reading, so this bill number 2542 is continued to the meeting on Monday, October 13, 2025, for the second reading and consideration. The warrant list is $1,326,314.35. Seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Any discussion or amendment on the warrant list? Alderman Stein,
Thank you, Mayor. And Bob, this question is probably for you, but I noticed some of those refunds going back to builders. In light of that issue we're having with Thornhill, like, what is the criteria to give them the money back? Like, is everybody checking with you to make sure there's not outstanding current resident issues?
Yeah.
Surrounding that property before we refund that deposit?
Yeah, typically the escrows are for any damage to the streets or infrastructure. We don't try to get into any type of neighbor to neighbor. The escrow does not apply to that type of thing.
Should we? apply?
I think
to
that
this
would be
and
a-
this doesn't happen again?
Reach outside what the city's typical authority is. Our authority is for the streets that we own and not to try to protect necessarily.
Personal property.
Correct. Yeah, that may be in dispute that would be better
Is that
adjudicated in a court.
Pretty onerous, and I know Al and I get a weekly update from that gentleman, and
Yeah.
if it were my yard, I was in using the services of that gentleman over there much sooner than that. Okay, so strictly for the stuff we maintain.
Correct, and to be sure it
not for
gets,
any issues.
the project gets completed
Yeah.
and the landscape gets done.
And is that fairly typical, Bob? Like, do other municipalities do the same?
Correct,
Okay.
Yeah.
So no corrective action for any neighbors?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
not out of the escrow.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Thanks. Alderman Schwer.
Is Thornhill's a city street?
It's a private street, but we still would take escrow for the other items I talked about to be sure the project gets completed, and then we just hold that. So,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. I do not have any other issues to bring up. Alderman Stein.
Thanks again, Mayor. Just a quick question for my fellow aldermen. Hey, John, did we get representation from all wards for the night out? Do we have our responsibility to get some street within our area? I want to make sure that the police chief is visible everywhere if I can.
Mason Oaks is yours, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Stone Chase, that's 4, I think. isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Takara, that's yours.
Yeah, okay, so we got our two. Okay,
Dallas
good.
Court would be 1. Cedar Springs is 4. Clayton Place, which one is that, 1 or
1.
1?
Mhm.
So yeah, every ward is represented.
I think we have pretty equal representation in 2s and 3s for the, so, yeah, we're doing very well.
That's excellent. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great job,
Appreciate it, John.
fantastic job, everybody reached out.
Is there a way to find out who's serving the best snacks?
It'll definitely be Cedar Springs.
Well, I'm glad that's a great turnout.
Yeah.
And then have to review it down the line. I will now entertain a motion to close the meeting pursuant to section 610.021, parentheses 3 and parentheses 13, revised statutes of Missouri to discuss personnel matters. Is there a motion?
So moved.
In a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I would ask Morgan for a roll call vote.
Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
Alderman Steigenfeld.
Aye.
Alderman Gerber.
Aye.
Alderman Kinsella.
Aye.
Alderman Harder.
Aye.
Alderman Sawyer.
Aye.
And Alderman Schwer.
Aye.
It carries unanimously, and the board will not return to open session.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in closed session in a minute.
Do you need the mayor to sign anything, Morgan?
I did that before the meeting.
All right.
In anticipation.